Hello, everyone. Welcome to webinar number 8 in a series of quality-related webinars presented by the MPIA Quality Alliance. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kurt Borga, consultant with Quality Time Montana. I provide general quality and process improvement consulting to area manufacturers, as well as consulting for designing and implementing quality management systems, such as ISO 9001. The subject of this webinar is supplier management to help your company secure quality materials, components, and services from your suppliers. This is what you will learn: why supplier management is important and why supplier quality is your responsibility. Also, we will discuss the supplier management process, how to select and qualify suppliers, and how to verify and monitor supplier quality. Why supplier management is important. Proactive supplier management provides you with high quality materials, components, and services. Poor incoming quality costs time and money as you compensate for rework, deviations, delays, and returns. A robust supplier management program will reduce the risk of supplier issues. This begins with your planning and communications. This is the main point of this presentation. While it is called supplier management, it is really about your internal processes to keep quality coming into your shop. Let's look at a typical supplier management process. This example is simplified and may vary with different companies. Also, we will discuss the elements of this process in more detail later in this presentation. Defining requirements typically begins with your engineering department, but should also include input from manufacturing, purchasing, quality, and any others involved in your success. If everything is okay, supplier reviews may be important for complex products. Also, the supplier may be aware of something that you are not. Then select, evaluate, and approve suppliers based on their ability to meet your needs. This effort will depend on the complexity of your product and the risk of receiving poor quality. Supplier agreements may be useful, or you may not be needed if you are ordering from a catalog. Finally, consolidate your requirements in a purchase order. When products and services are delivered, you verify supplier quality with testing and inspections. If it passes, release product for production and communicate the results to your supplier. If it fails, disposition non-conforming products and their services per agreement and communicate results to the supplier. Finally, look for trends in supplier performance. Request corrective action when needed and disqualify repeat offenders. Next, I will expand on these elements of a typical supplier management process. First, define your requirements. These may include design requirements such as strength, materials, and purities, processes such as heat treating and coating, industry standards such as electrical and material requirements, regulatory requirements such as the FDA or FAA, testing and inspection requirements, installation, servicing, and maintenance, storage, packaging, and shipping to protect your components. Worker skills and certifications may also be important for such things as soldering and welding. And finally, other requirements known to you, but may not be apparent to your supplier. For example, environmental factors. Supplier selection, evaluation, and qualification. Basically, Can the supplier provide you with the products and services that meet your requirements? And is the supplier reliable? Will the supplier reduce or increase your overall risk? First, identify potential suppliers who can meet your requirements. Evaluation methods may include supplier questionnaires, a review of supplier procedures, an on-site visit or audit, product sample evaluation, and finally, a quality management system certification may be used. An example of what happened when a company failed to qualify its suppliers. We went to offshore suppliers for printer components. We wanted to save money, but we did not qualify the suppliers nor the components, and 100% of the components failed. Then, on short notice, we had to return to our original suppliers with expedited orders. The results: late deliveries, penalties, and overtime costs. Here are typical questions to ask your suppliers. How do you handle your non-conforming material? Do you have a training program? How do you qualify your suppliers? How do you control your special processes, for example, coating and soldering? Do you have appropriate testing and inspection abilities? Are your measuring and testing instruments calibrated? What is your internal change control process? In other words, how would our modifications make it to the shop floor, and how would you track those changes? Finally, approve your suppliers based on their ability to meet your requirements and reduce your risk. Use multiple suppliers when possible to avoid sole sourcing. Maintain an approved suppliers list to manage this process. Your purchasing software may have a feature for this, and typically you will need to tie your suppliers to the material they are approved to supply. You may also consider grandfathering in proven suppliers, but documentation may be required. Consider requalifying suppliers if they haven't been used for a period of time, and have criteria for disqualifying suppliers. For example, 3 strikes and you're out. Depending on the complexity of your products, supplier agreements may be useful. Agreements may include a non-conforming material resolution process, acceptable quality levels, and sampling plans. These allow you to sample inspect large lots and accept or reject the whole lot based on the sample results. This will speed up your process. Notifications: if the supplier changes their process or ingredients, they would be required to inform you. Safety stock and purchase minimums may help ensure components will be available during a shortage. Also, you may want to include responsibilities, contacts, and confidentiality agreements. Incorporate your requirements into specifications, drawings and blueprints, bills of materials, instructions, supplier agreements, and delivery requirements. Reference these requirements in your purchase documents. Verify supplier quality with incoming tests and inspections, and follow agreed to acceptance criteria. Quality may also be verified at the supplier site, but expect test reports if the supplier does it. Certificates of compliance, for example, material certs, may also be used. Periodically review supplier performance and look for trends in testing and inspection data, on-time delivery performance, responsiveness, and anything else important to your success. Request corrective action when needed. The importance of good supplier relationships and communications cannot be overstated. If the supplier doesn't know about a problem, they will assume the quality they sent was adequate and continue to send it. Establish contacts for reporting and resolving issues. Communicate good and bad quality to your supplier and in a timely manner. Telling them they did a good job really helps build good relationships. Keep in mind, many supplier quality problems begin on your side by not providing adequate or correct information. This is a key point. In my 40+ years of quality assurance experience, most supplier failures were due to our failure to provide complete and correct purchase information. An example I call paint it black. In this example is what happened when our purchasing documents did not have complete specifications. I was working for a laboratory power supply manufacturer when we received back a shipment of power supplies. The front panel had minor imperfections in its painting. I went to the paint shop and talked to the owner, who showed me the purchase order. The purchase order said, paint black. What color is it, he asked. Black, I replied, without a leg to stand on. To complicate matters, the paint used had a 28-day cure time, and we had to use special handling during our rework and shipping. Also, we had to pay for expedited shipping and overtime. Our reputation suffered. The lesson, be sure the purchase documents are complete. Conclusions. A proactive supplier management system will help you provide high-quality materials, components, and services. Supplier quality is your responsibility, built on good planning and communications. Build relationships with your suppliers, making them partners in your success. Thank you for joining us. If you need more information about quality, please contact one of us from the MPIA Quality Alliance.